Hello! So today we're gonna make a video about the necessary stuff that you need when coming into the hobby and starting out painting and building miniatures. So this goes for Age of Sigmar as well as other miniature games as well, because this might be useful for you either way. Anyways, I'm making this video because one of my subscribers posted in an earlier video a comment saying that I should go through this. So thanks for that, Nenya Rikard. And he also wanted me to post some advice on beginner AOS advice. And I actually made a video that kind of suits into that. The top 5 easiest armies to start out with playing Age of Sigmar. So you can look into that video. And yeah, let's go through it. And I will also say this, that all of the content that all of the stuff that I'm showing in this video might not be the best option or the cheapest option, but it's stuff that I use and that I think is useful as a beginner. And if you were viewing this and having any other advice on stuff that come to handy when you're painting and building miniatures, then post that in the comment section and help each other out, because you know, good deals and good products, that's what we need. So let's go on and look at the first product. This is not at all necessary, but I think it's kind of nice to have some kind of paint station. I got a Citadel one, an old plastic one. I think it's great because it's like robust and it stays put. And I like to just put my stuff up on there, the projects that I'm having and painting, and then I have all the colors as in this picture. Like I have all the colors on stands, and then you know, I have the paints and the paint holders or the brush holders that I need all in the same spot, and then I can just like put it away and take it back onto the table when I'm painting it again. There's multiple variants of these, but that might be handy for you when it comes to painting. Next up, we're gonna look at a water pot. You don't need to buy this water pot from Citadel at all. You can just have any coffee cup or whatever. I'm using an old water glass, and that works just fine, I think. Just remember to like rinse it out and clean it. And also like exchange the water every time that you're switching colors and stuff, because otherwise it will be messed up. Yeah, and the next is actually from one of my favorite stores, or one of my favorite stores that I'm buying stuff from, and it's from Japun Games. This user on Tradera, which is like the Swedish version of eBay. And he sells a bunch of stuff, not just stuff for miniature games, also board games and stuff like that. But this is a thing that you don't necessarily have to have exactly this one, but something like it. Because when you're building, you get all these like mold lines and stuff like that you want to clear and make the miniatures more smooth. And yeah, both these, and you might also need a cutter like this. And this is just the army painted one. I don't use this one. I have this one. I think it's okay, but the one I use is more robust and a bit bigger. I like it better, and I use it for a bunch of stuff. You've probably seen it in my unboxing videos, for example. Not a must-have, but you have to have something to be able to cut. I will show you a clipper later, that this one actually. You should get something like this. I got mine. It's the old version from this store, Jula, in Sweden. I'm not sure if this one is super good. I suggest that you read some reviews on the ones that you're getting, because they're not always like the best. Some of them are actually pretty bad. But you will need brushes, of course. And to start out, I would say, like, don't get the cheapest and worst paintbrushes from like any of these crappy sites. And I'm not saying the Army Painter ones are good. I don't actually own them, so I'm not sure, but I would guess that they're okay. If you're gonna be even more serious, from what I've heard, like the what is it called? The Kolinsky brush. These are like the best that you can get, but you have to treat them well, and you have to make sure, because, like, you know, super expensive, but they're really, really good. And don't, like, there's fake ones out there as well. Don't buy them, because then you won't be disappointed. But for me, I'm not the best painter, but I just have a bunch of different brushes, and I don't really, like, some of them are good, some of them are bad. I don't really know what brands are the best, but I think that, like, the Citadel ones are okay. Don't think I've tried the Army Painter ones, but anyways, you need brushes. And it can be good to have like some old brush as well if you want to try out some dry brushing. It just like it can be, it doesn't have to be in neat condition. Probably better if it's in bad condition. But that's something that you need to have, of course, if you want to start out painting. And then I strongly suggest that you get a wet palette as well. I have this one, the XL, like the bigger one, and I also have the smaller one. I haven't tried the bigger one actually, but I have this one, and as you can see, like, you can store some brushes in there, and what's great about it is that it comes with hydrofoams that you make wet, and then you put the sheets on top, and then you can mix your colors and keep them moist, and also you know, just like, there's so much good with having a wet palette. I would not go back to not having it, because then the colors will just dry out if you just put them on whatever. You know, I strongly suggest getting something like this. It's good. I think the Army Painter one is probably one of the cheaper ones, and I think it works well, so I suggest that one. Next up is this one that we already went through, but when it comes to measuring while playing, you need a measuring tape. And this one from Biltema, if you live in Sweden, is great. Like, super cheap. Well, it doesn't last forever, but I don't think the ones from Games Workshop does either. So get this one, and then just get, like, always have an extra one in case it breaks when you're playing, because that sucks. And yeah, I would suggest this one, but there's other ones as well. Make sure you don't have like the biggest ones. This one is like this size. So next up, if you're playing on a huge table outside with full-size miniatures, and if like ever the Warhammer miniatures come to life in real life and you want to play with them, then maybe you should get this one instead. This is huge. You can measure stuff. You can just like walk around back on your backyard and just measure stuff. So yeah. Yeah, that was a joke if you didn't get that. So don't get this. Well, you can, but well, that would be pretty cool actually if you came with this playing a game. So do that. Get this one and be the boss of the measuring. And another thing that I think is nice, not necessary, you can paint either way, but I think it's kind of nice to have this, but you could also just pin your miniatures and paint them, like pin them to something, and like a corkscrew, or what is it called? Cork. This. Just, you know, get this and get and just pin them onto that, and then you will be able to paint it like that as well. And this is, by the way, a Game Maniacs that supported me with some giveaways that's up on the channel. So thanks for that. And if you want to order, maybe order from them. This is not sponsored at all. I'm just saying, like, I think it's a good web shop. Yeah, and that's that. The wet palette, yet again, like the XL or the smaller one. And spray cans. So this one is particularly for like speed paints or contrast paints, the Citadel's one. I tend to use mostly Citadel's colors, and that's just because I started doing that and then I get comfortable doing that. So that's what I use. But there's multiple brands when it comes to colors, and I know that there's multiple brands that are good, not just the Citadel ones, even though I like them and I prefer using them. But this is like, you need to base your model, and then you can use this spray paint to do that. And then with the contrast paints, they come on smoothly and shows up nice when you use the Gracier paint. But you can use other ones as well. And then I would also suggest having the black one, so you can start priming it black, and then you can prime it with a Gracier on top of it, and go from an angle from above, and then that will look cool. There's also other brands, and there's some colors. So if you know, for example, that you're gonna paint the whole army pink as a base layer, then maybe get that and then start out with that, and then you save a bunch of times. Or if you know that you're like painting fur and you need the brown, then do that, or metal colors or whatever. So and what I do, I put it in a box outside, and then I just spray, and that's it. These racks you can get, but they don't do that. You don't need them. It's just a waste of money and time because they're messy to use. Yeah, that's the paint. And I would also like to suggest Green Stuff World is a site when it comes to, like, they have base material and a bunch of other stuff. I think these are also good if you want to make a your own storage. You can get this magnetic sheet, and then you can get small magnets. You can buy them from here as well, and then put them under the bases of your miniatures, and then they stick on. So when you carry them around, it's super easy, and they won't fall and break. So yeah, they also have these, see if I can find that. These that I think are really good. They're a cheap option for a bag, and I strongly suggest them. And then you get all these shelves, and then you mount them or build them as you like. And it comes with the bag, and then you have different size. And the shipping isn't that bad, even if you don't live in wherever they're located, not in Sweden. All right, so anyways, you can also buy this and then put in that a magnetic sheet. And yeah, works for carrying around your miniatures and doesn't cost you that much. You have them at IKEA as well. So yeah, that's it. And lastly, if you're new to the hobby and if you want to start painting and have a bunch of stuff, I actually have this this is auction up right now for a bunch of different colors. So as you can tell, there's like more than 180 colors, and a primer. Some of them are used, but most aren't used that much or at all. So I would say it's a bargain as of now. And then the price for everything is probably over 5,000 or something like that, Swedish crowns. And I also have some spare stuff that you can buy that I'm not gonna use, so I'm selling it. I haven't built those. I bought these and then I didn't need it, so I'm selling it. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope that it's been useful, and if you have any questions about the video or my suggestions, then let me know. And also, please feel free to add your best advice when it comes to beginner tips when for painting or building miniatures, and also accessories or tools that you might need. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and feel free to hit the subscribe button. That will help me a lot. Thanks. Bye.